Hello, this is Billy Joe with Moon Goddess 114433, and this is another pick a card reading. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, so I am going to tell you, I always have to say this, that this is a general reading. And when you pick a deck, whichever one you're drawn to, sometimes it's hard to focus on which deck to pick. And when you have that problem, just go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath, calm and peacefully, and ask Spirit to help guide you to the correct pile. And then open your eyes, and usually you're drawn to the right one. There have been times I've been drawn to more than one. If that's your case, so be it. Who am I to say what Spirit has for you, right? So I feel like you should just follow what you're led to do. Now, in each pick a card, you have to understand these are general readings. So not everything will resonate with you 100%. Just take what is meant to resonate with you and throw out the rest. If it doesn't make sense to you, or you're not feeling something of it, part of the reading, then it wasn't meant for you, and that's okay. Just take what is meant for you. Don't force it. We don't want to force it, honey. So today's pick a card is, I've been asked to do readings on what is my purpose. Am I on the right path? And is there any advice for my path? And that's kind of what this is gold for. I asked Spirit as I was shuffling each of the decks and each of the cards to please just guide and help us for each of the subscribers, so that way they can have advice for their spiritual journey and their path. The decks that I used Spirit Song Tarot, which is a beautiful deck. I used Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and the Energy Oracle cards. Okay, so there's four piles here. Number one, we'll start with this one for number one. Number two, number three, and number four. If you need to take a little bit more time, go ahead and pause the video now. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number one. Okay. So the first card should represent you. And we have the High Priestess, which is a lynx, if I'm saying that correctly. So the lynx represents someone who's balanced between the conscious and unconscious worlds, the spiritual and the physical. Someone who is filled with intuition and divine wisdom. This is someone who may be a channeler. They may be another tarot card reader. You may have your own channel. If you do, just go ahead and comment it down in the comments. I would love to subscribe to you as well. This is someone who finds peace in solitude. You have vivid dreams. Maybe you do a lot of lucid dreaming. And you're a very calm person. Okay, the next cards we have are from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And I asked for cards. Those and the energy are all guided towards your journey and advice for your journey. So you have intuition, heaven and earth, which is the 11 of earth card. The intuition was the 22nd card. Number 5 for the father. And number 2 for the maiden. So these first sets of cards, let's see. So intuition means that you do see a lot of signs and synchronicities. You have been doing well on following your intuition. And you seem to have an inner knowing. Like you just know things. And then heaven and earth is telling you that, like for example, separation is an illusion. So when you feel like you're in separation, maybe you have a divine counterpart and you feel like you're in separation with that person, maybe you're physically not around that person, just know that that's just an illusion. We are all connected in 5D with our counterparts. And the more you have positive visualizations and you manifest and you bring down what's in the 5D to your physical reality. But during the time of the physical separation where you are not like physically with your counterpart, usually that's forced due to the need for balancing. And also, you must always remember that you're not a human having a spiritual awakening. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. We tend to get it backwards sometimes. And then you have the Father, which says that you could be a teacher, you could be a guide. But basically the Father is like, it's the leader role. And basically it says to always lead by example. And it's also an action card. So you always, it says to lead by example and to take action now. And then you have the Maiden, which is telling you to be confident in your transition, in the changes that you're going through, any self-discovery that you're going through. And it also encourages you to walk your own path and to express yourself in your truth. Walk in your truth. Okay. And then from the energy oracle cards, you have Angel of Strength and the Sun. So, number 50, the Angel of Strength. The advice of this, again, is to speak your truth and to take action. It's not the time, it's no longer the time to be passive or submissive. So it encourages you to tap into your unlimited inner strength and personal power to make your dreams a reality, to manifest your reality. And then for number 1, the Sun card. And it's basically saying, you have blessings in your new beginnings. It encourages you because it allows your creativity flows in abundance by visualizing the light and love that the divine shines on your intentions. And it blesses them with inspiration. So for you, basically, I'm getting that you are on the right path. You're following your intuition. And is basically encouraging you to continue with your creativity and your following your inner guidance. So you're doing a really great job, those that picked deck number 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you are only going to continue watching through this one. I hope to see you. I dropped in my cards. I hope you come back to watch another one of my readings. And fixing to continue with deck number 2. Again, if you liked it, please subscribe, comment, like. You know the drill. Okay. Moving on to those that picked number 2. Okay, the first card is supposed to represent you. And so we have the Knight of Feathers. That's a coyote. The coyote represents someone who has an inquisitive mind and seeks knowledge and truth. Someone who communicates ideas well and puts those ideas into action. You may have an assertive personality, someone who's very strategic and problem solving. The next cards are from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and these are basically advice for your path. Just to say, I was asking where you're going on your path and what your purpose is. So let's see what Spirit has come up with. So you have the Ace of Fire, the 7 of Water, and number 23 for Integrity. Let me move these cards out of the way. Okay. So, with the Ace of Fire, of course, out of all the aces always represent new beginnings. But with the Ace of Fire, it always represents a new beginning sprung into action. This is the action card for new beginnings. So, in the new beginning you're taking fills you full of passion and excitement. And it encourages you that now is the time for action. And it's no longer the time for planning. You've passed that. And then you have the 7 of Water, which basically is like, states to release and let it go. Just let it flow. Your need to control the outcome, you need to surrender it. You've done everything that you can as far as your preparations to let go and let divine flow. Detach from your expectations and your fears. And then you have the number 23 with the Integrity. It says that to act with honesty and walk in your truth. Walk your talk. Don't just speak it, but do it as well. So I'm getting from these is that those that's awakening in your spiritual journey, basically, sometimes it's hard to walk in our truth because we have other people who, oh, well, you've always been this way your whole life. How come you're acting like a totally different person now? Well, it's not that you're acting like a different person. You're actually starting to walk in your truth. You release society, pressures, and you release expectations of, fulfilling other people's motives and desires and dreams for you, and start walking in your own truth. So for advice, I asked for energy oracle cards for Spirit to give us advice. Let's see, you got Door to Romance. It's number 33. And number 34, Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. So these beginnings basically is saying that these new beginnings you're coming into is awakening you to new beginnings in love. That may be why you're so passionate about it. It's got a lot of passion there, right? So this is very optimistic. So when you open that cage to your heart, it's just going to flow in abundance. You know, don't keep yourself caged into your fear. A lot of people who are logical minded, strategic minded, like the coyote, they do tend to, especially when it's a divine connection, and it's like, how is this happening? So but Spirit basically is telling you to just open your heart and open up. Don't let yourself be caged. And then you have door to personal healing and happiness. So this is letting you know that positive changes and new beginnings are in your personal life. Be optimistic, because your blossoming, wonderful opportunities are just, look at that dove. Look at that beautiful, beautiful rainbow and those flowers blooming and that waterfall. Just open them doors and let your blessings flow. Okay, those that picked number 2, I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. And I am moving on to number 3. Those that picked this, it's a selenite. I love selenite. I have look, this is my big stick. This is my medium stick, and this is my little stick. This one is the one I stick in my bra, y'all. And I wear it to work. So, I can't fit this one in my bra. It's too big. So, those that picked number 3, the first card is supposed to represent you. We have the 10 of Feathers. So, the 10 of Feathers is the snake. And I know in some cultures the snake is a positive. And in some cultures, the snake is negative for the snake in the grass. But for this reading... But, in some cultures, it's very lucky to have a snake. It's very very lucky omen to see a snake. So, for this person, the snake represents someone who can easily adapt to new situations by shedding their old self. They have a strong comeback and recovery skills, and they tend to rise above any negativity. They're good at transforming negative energy into positive energy. These are the ones that when they walk in the room, the whole vibe shifts. So this is a good card to pick for people. I mean, I would like to be a snake. But to just be able to shed and release things that no longer serve you. So that's amazing. And the next cards are from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. This is for your own personal journey and your path. You have number 21, Perception. The 8 of Air. And number 20, Desire. Okay. So for Perception, this basically says to understand basically that your perception is your own personal point of view. Not everybody's point of view is the same. You are programmed by your society, by your peers, by your parents. The things that influence your life and direct you, even your culture. Your points of view are often grounded. They're sometimes grounded and accurate information from truth, but sometimes it's an illusion by miscommunication and fear. So this basically says to open your understanding to other points of views and other perceptions. And maybe you're already good at that. Then you have the 8 of Air. So the 8 of Air speaks about the ego self. You know, when we do go through a spiritual awakening, we do go through an ego battle. And it's not like you're, I don't know if you ever really conquer it. Because, you know, even myself, like, I still have ego-based fears sometimes, especially in my relationship. It's so sad, really. Like, I'll be honest, sometimes I get jealous. And it's not pretty. So basically with the 8 of Air, you know, your ego does not tell the truth. Instead, it's programmed by our culture and our society. So you basically have to look at your beliefs and behavior and question if you're believing and behaving through ego perception. That goes with the perception card. So, you know, it goes with your snake card because that's like basically telling you to release them old programming, them old beliefs. And then you have the 20 Desire. So with the Desire card, it's asking, what do you most desire? What do you want the most? How badly do you want it? How much do you want it? And just what would you do to acquire that which you most desire? And that's all part of manifestation. You know, part of manifestation is releasing the old. For example, with moon rituals, for the full moon, you release old patterns and behaviors, negativity, old things, just anything that no longer serves you, because you have to make room. And to make room, because in the new moon, you want to manifest new beginnings. So it's always a cycle and it's a process. And it's saying, how bad do you want this that you desire? Are you willing to give up what no longer serves you? Are you willing to give up that fear, them programs, them beliefs that are not actually your own? Okay. And then for advice, you also have the Energy Oracle cards. And I pulled Man Holding a Coin and Attachment. Yes, we know what those cards mean, don't we? So for number 43, Man Holding a Coin. This is advising you to be open to someone coming into your life who can help you heal. Or that can also mean someone who's going to be supportive with you, either financially or even just with advice. So don't be going out, girls, don't you be going out looking for some, you know, man that's going to pay your expenses. That's not what that's saying. We are not expecting a sugar daddy. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This is someone who's going to assist you. A mentor, something like that. No sugar daddies. No. Backtrack that thought. And then number 5, your last card, is the Attachment card. And that's advising you to let go and move away from codependency, old behavior patterns, and old beliefs. Take that mask off and release the chain. See that chain where she tied up there? Yeah, break the chain. You don't need those patterns. Okay, those that picked number 3. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. And I am moving on to those that picked number 4 with the fluorite. Okay, so the first card is supposed to represent you as a person. Okay, so you got the 5 of Acorns. That's the Leopard. The Leopard represents someone who's a problem solver, someone who fights for what they believe in. You're probably good at brainstorming, facing challenges, transforming opposing energies, like turning negative into positive. And some of you, and maybe not all of you, but I'm getting some of you are probably adrenaline junkies. I don't know where that came from. So the next card's from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. It's supposed to be like advice for your path, what you're going through, things you're trying to learn. Okay. You have the 10 of Air, 13, the Queen of Air, and number 9, Knowledge. Okay. So for the 10 of Air, this is basically telling you that take off the mask. Stop being who others expect you to be, but instead be your own individuality. Walk your own path. Walk in your truth. You need to know that you're not, even when you find your counterpart, for example, they don't complete you because you are whole in yourself. And you're constantly evolving. And this is also encouraging you because it's letting you know that you do have balance in your masculine and feminine energies. And there's balance between your soul and your shadow self. So this is encouraging because it's letting you know that you are in balance with your inner self. And then we have the Queen of Air. I love the owl in this card. I absolutely love that owl. So with the 13, the Queen of Air, this is telling you to be observant and detached when seeking truth. Watch for patterns of behavior with emotional detachment. And then speak always with honesty and authority, but yet be just and fair. And then you have the 9, Knowledge card. This basically lets you know, this that saying, knowledge is power. So it's saying it's time to delve deeper into studies. Some of you may be going back to school. Some of you are just doing more spiritual involvement. Maybe you're trying to learn more and more about your spirituality. And it's building a passion inside you. Others of you are, wanting to gain more education physically. So this also encourages you to research, to investigate, and study what inspires your curiosity. And, it's like with him cracking that book open. But you're not just cracking your book open, you're cracking your mind open as well. Okay? So for further advice, I use the Energy Oracle cards. And you got number 23 for All Tied Up. And number 22 for Yin Yang. Okay. So for number 23, All Tied Up. For some of you, it may seem like you're stuck in a situation. For others of you, you may be waiting for contracts to be signed, or you're waiting for agreements to be made. But whatever your situation is, the All Tied Up card represents the feeling that you're being held back. Like even for like some of you that's facing going back to school, maybe you're waiting on a grant to come in, or you're waiting to make sure you get accepted, or whatever it may be. But whatever's holding you back makes you feel oppressed. And this basically says it's time to cut the vines of the negativity and move forward. Cut those negative thoughts out, okay? And move into positivity. And then the 22, the Yin Yang card, is basically saying, that you're moving and closing out old cycles and moving into new ones. You are moving into more balance, and all you need is already a part of you. Okay, those that picked number 4. I hope it resonated. Thank you so much for watching my video. If it resonated, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Remember to only take what resonates with you and throw out the rest. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, if you need a personal reading, that you can contact me at moongoddess114433@gmail.com. All the information for my readings should be listed in the description box. Thank you so much. Y'all have a nice night.